Hey, Boat Doctor again, still in the 21 Ranger, got a lot to show you. So I'm just drifting here, trying to keep out of everybody's way like I said. We were into the sonar mode, so we're gonna back over here, go to nav info, and here you can get tides and currents, tides, boom, there you go. You can go see the next day, previous day, a month ahead if you like. I'll show you this, a lot of this when you come down if you want to go for a ride. You can see what the, moon phase is, boom, full moon, back. And then I see he's coming at us over here, so I'll skate over here, then go home. That brings you back home here. Then your autopilot's right here. There's combos. I was just on this one, so I'm going to leave it on that. AIS is right there. Again, that's kind of a neat deal. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get this thing going. Tack, you got a full tank of gas. So I'm going to trim it down always. Okay. Now I got a lot of my readings right there, but if you notice, if I go back to home and I go to like just that navigation charts over here, then I'll have my depth, speed, heading, cruise range, engine trim. Then if I go, maybe I can change any of these numbers anytime I want. Then I can go home and I can actually go over here and I can go into gauges and I can go into this one. GPS speed, that's my heading 0, that's about right. Latitude and longitude, 41 miles was max speed, 2.2 gallons per hour, 3.3 miles per gallon. So that would give you everything. And if you go back, you go over to trip, that's what I'm saying, 10 miles, 10, 5, 2 use, maximum speed, total time, 4 hours. So he's probably got, that's about what it has, maybe 4 to 10 hours on it. I'm sure he didn't clear this. So then just go back home again, then I'm going to go into like combos, and I'm going to go into this one. And that gives me my fish finder, GPS, and autopilot. And I got my autopilot there and autopilot there. So now what I'm going to do is hit this. 1001, 1002, 2 seconds to plane. So then if I go home, and then I go home again, go into my instruments, gauges, then I'm going to go into this one, connect it to GPS speed. And then trim it up, take your hands off the wheel. 35, 36, tide's coming in, so I'd be doing about 40 the other way. So right there was only 16 gallons an hour. That's over almost 5 miles. That's a really good fuel economy. So I'm going to trim this up, trim tabs are all the way up. So like I'll go at cruising speed right about there. 24 miles an hour, 5.9 gallons per hour. That is really good. A lot of boats are double that, almost 4 miles to the gallon. So then if you get down into here, like if you're out tuna fishing, you'll see what this does here. About 7.4, we had it right there. We'll get it down there and see what you run. Yeah, see the flies? That means there's a fire somewhere. That's rough. 1.7 gallons an hour, 4.7. That's awesome for like tuna fishing. So then you bring this thing back, and then I'll bring this back to home again, and then I'll show you again when you're down here a lot more of what this will do. And then I'll hit it over there, and that gives me my autopilot readings. And trim tabs, of course, you can steer with those trim tabs. You can just hit down, it'll pull you to the right, hit the other one, it'll pull you to the left. You're only going to use one trim tab at a time. Don't use the trim tabs if you don't need to. Okay? It burns up fuel, drag. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to shut that one off. Come back here. Then I'm going to trim this down. Like this, and when it's cold you got to put this here and then give it like 3-4 pumps, put it back. So now, and then pull that choke out, and then when it starts, push that choke in. So now to start it, I'm going to go like here, since it's already been warmed up, and I'm just going to hit the start button, bring it back down, put this in gear, pull that back. Okay, so now what we can do is set this. I can just tap this real quick, and it should bring it, normally brings it up to a full screen. So anyway, you can hit engage, and now it's on heading hold. I don't know why it doesn't do that in that thing. Huh, must be just on the dual. So we'll go home right here, and we'll just go to autopilot. Now I'm gonna speed it up. See how that I hit that and that turns green? Now this is gonna raise the kicker motor speed. So now we're here, I can either, now I'm gonna run into that, so hey, I don't wanna do that. So I can hit 10 over. See how it's, and now it's gonna bring me on over here. Or I can go over here, like say, I can change it by degrees by just touching it, or I can hold it, and then it'll bring me over 10. And just keep, see how it's doing that? Teardrop will line up. So that's pretty cool. 325, that's rough. 300 would be that way. So again, 1 degree, boom, boom, boom. We'll go 330. About 340 would get us straight through this. See if I go 10, right there. Okay, so then this is your wireless. You push on this, and then wait for it to, yeah, when you see those right there, then you hit the menu bar. See where it says heading and your degrees. The same token, say I want to do a U-turn. I probably want to slow this thing down like this. Boom, boom. You can do this from here. It's got U-turn, zigzags, and so on. Go into menu, go pattern steer, go U-turn, go engage starboard. Now it's going to do a U-turn. And that's on the kicker. And you can see it doing it right here too. And boom, it's gonna head us, and then it's just gonna put us on a heading hold here. So then I can go menu, I can go pattern steer, I can do that from here, I can do that from here, I can do it from here, I can do circles, starboard, I can change my time 1 to like 10 minutes. So now we're gonna do we could do a starboard or forward circle. We gotta make sure nobody's coming. And then if you want out of that, you just go like this, and you can just go like engage heading hold, and that will hold you there. Then I can take this remote, and this one right up here, that does 10. See how we're at 211? This is the speed. So we want to go over 10 more, or we're going to hit here. I'm going to go actually to about 180. So I'm going to hit that again. There's 190. Then I can hit this by, that just gives you 1 degree. There, 180. And that should hold us here. That's off of this. So this, and this, you got control. Nice boat all the way around. Someone's gonna get a heck of a deal. But I'll go through a lot of this if you want to go for a demo. There's just a lot to take in if you've never, you know, done it. And then like I say, I set up some different ones here on sonar. Sonar, really, I don't put those numbers over there. It's not really that important. But if you go to navigation chart, see over here, we got GPS, speed, heading, cruising range, trim. You can change any of these numbers, like the fuel flow and so on. So I'll go back, and then I'll go to charts here, navigation chart, heading, depth, GPS, cruise range, engine trim. Like I say, I could change that stuff for you. I'm going to kind of leave that alone for right now, and then when you come down here, I'll show you how to do it. It's pretty easy. Like engine trim, if I don't want that one, I just go like this, and I go to fuel, and I get total fuel, engine fuel economy. There you go. And that will tell me when that motor's running, that will give me fuel economy. So now what we're gonna do there is go, that's GPS, so that's fine. Then you go home, and then we're gonna go into the combos, go back, up. I'm gonna disengage because there's a boat coming up. So I'm gonna spin this thing around real quick. Now, I can start this up and just put it in gear. Well, that one's on, that little kicker. That, you know, so you don't have to keep shutting her off and stuff. But just don't go very fast. Keep her under like 5 miles an hour. So there you go. And then when you put it on standby, it's going to kick that throttle back. So there, and then I'm going to hit engage. So there we go. So we're going to go to autopilot, and then we're going to go with here. We're going to speed it up. So So I got some control, and I want to miss those boats, so I'm going to go over 10, 20. So anyway, I know it's a lot to learn, but I'll talk you through it. Okay, this is a boat doctor out. 21 Ranger 2021 low hours. Got just the right amount of equipment. And again, I'll move over 10 just by pushing here. Or there's one other thing you can do with this one. I can actually point this, and this button right here, I can actually point it, and it will take me over there. I don't have to go 10, 10, 10. I can just point it. See, and that's taking me right between the boats. Perfect. Okay, to shut this off, you just hit this one until that little power button comes on. Put it in here. And this is the boat doctor. You got a winner chicken dinner.